laced up.
Let's go!
It's time for Banter with the boys.
Welcome back to Banter with the Boys, Gridiron Updates, Week 11. If you're watching us on YouTube, it's just Rob and I up here.
Yes,
You know
it
what I mean?
is.
You know what I mean? I'm your host, Smeltsy. Obviously, host Rob is here as well this week. And no guests. We have no guests. None this week. Maybe next week, though. Actually, we do have a stand-in for Rob next week. Tune in next week to find out who that is. He has been on the show this year already. Whether you love him or hate him, he'll be here.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at all my picks,
there it
you
is.
probably hate me at this point.
Yeah, there it is. Kev is here behind the camera getting everything done.
Best.
Now, before we get started, I just wanted to make sure everybody realizes how we actually do these episodes. So we have an episode that's going to be our Week 10 game recaps. And then we're going to have another shorter, very short episode for our Tent Talk. T-E-N-T Talk. Tent Talk, where we go inside the tent and talk injuries, and then we come outside the tent, talk some news, real quick. We have a little bit of information. Yes, we have a little bit of Rob Fantasy Minute. He's usually right on the minute, too.
Yeah. You don't want to play against me right now.
Right on. Yeah. He's coming back. Find out in Tent Talk what he's talking about here. And then the final episode, it's all grouped into 3 separate episodes. So the final episode will be our Week 11 preview and picks. So we kind of do this every week. If you're new here, just wanted to lay that out for you just in case. So don't forget to check out all 3 episodes for the current week.
All 3.
All 3. All trace. Trace, yes. All right, Kev, without further ado, let's go into our Week 10 game recaps. And welcome back for the first game of the game recaps. Rob is wearing a sweatshirt that says "Get horny."
Yeah, for the Vikes,
but
baby.
it's got the Viking horns on it, so don't get all excited, Spotify
Wrong
listeners.
podcast, wrong podcast.
Calm down. But all right, first game. Ravens at Vikings. Rob, we were feeling pretty good coming into this game, to be honest.
Yes, sir.
As Vikings fans, and if you listened last week, we were feeling good. And they let us down. Our boys let us down, Rob.
Yeah, it was one of those games where I felt like the Ravens weren't better than us.
They
We
really
just kept
weren't.
tripping over our own feet, obviously, with all those false starts, penalties.
13 penalties total for 102 yards.
Yeah, that's not winning football, I think
No.
they would call it.
No, that's not a good way to get a competitive L label from Banter with the Boys, you know what I mean?
And you could kind of feel like that game was turning that direction, especially that late second quarter possession where it was under 2 minutes. We had the ball, kind of went 3 and out. Yeah, McCarthy probably should have slid instead of throwing that ball, made him use another timeout, and then they come right down the field and kick that field goal to get it close. And it just felt like the Momo was kind of flipping.
Bringing the Momo back.
So,
Nice.
so it was a tough L.
Well, and then, okay, so you mentioned how they ended the half, and then coming right out of half, on 3rd and 1. So I'm 50-50 on this, right? On 3rd and 1, we throw that deep ball to Jettas, and I get why people are frustrated, right? But on 3rd and 1, if you're calling that and you get what you want, one-on-one with Jettas on the outside,
every day,
you're going to throw that ball
all
every
day
time
long.
Because you already have a play in the back of your mind for 4th down. You're already going to go for it.
Yeah, KOC
You know what I mean?
came out and said he was going for it on 4th.
He did? I didn't even
down.
see that. Yeah, 100%.
So
So
he's
if you're-
like, hey, if you get the considered top 5 receiver in the NFL one-on-one, you're taking that shot.
And a guy who
every
doesn't
time.
jump the highest, but his long arms will get up there and grab that thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I have no problems with that. Unfortunately, he got his feet tangled up, and it was a pretty easy pick going the direction. But the more thing on that particular play, I know it was designed to go it, but if you look at the replay, both of those inside tackles are wide on the guards, and I'm like, that's an easy, little quarterback sneak for 3-5 yards
first down
quickly.
But again, that's the design of the play is to see if you can get that matchup, and you did.
He did.
So
They got
took
the
it,
look they wanted. So you can't be mad at that aspect of it. Just the outcome was, not exactly what we're looking for.
And real quick, just a little bit more on the Vikes, and we'll talk about Baltimore here. But, excuse me, J.J. McCarthy thrown for 42 times in the game. I believe that's what the number was. I don't
20
even,
for
was it
42. Yep.
That's wild. That's probably the most passing attempts he's ever had in his entire life in a single game. You know what I mean?
for sure.
So it's I don't hate seeing it, but my thing is why did we abandon the run so early? It felt like we just abandoned. And don't get me wrong, our run game is not awesome, but it wasn't bad this game. So why did we abandon it when you weren't ever out of the game? The Ravens were never out of reach once they took the lead. So it's just like I don't understand why they abandoned it so early.
Yeah, I mean they had 18 attempts for $120. So if you did the math real quick, what is that, 6 yards a carry? So yeah, I totally agree with that scenario. Yeah, we feel like we sometimes abandon run, and Vikings are not the only team. You kind of see a pass-happy NFL, and teams get in those scenarios where they kind of lose that running game thought process, and then it's hard to bring it back to in the fourth quarter. So yeah, it was difficult. Defense struggles. Smith just doesn't seem to be making any play since week 1 when he tipped that ball. Have we really seen Harrison out of it? And also Josh Metellus has really been exposed multiple times throughout this year. And both of our corners are, I'd say subpar grades right now overall. The shining moment or person, I think it'd be the front four are doing okay.
They're starting to get there.
Redmond's starting to look like I can see now why we got rid of Phillips in the offseason.
He needs a contract.
But yeah, defensively it looked a little iffy. They did make a few stops, but not enough where you felt like they're gonna contend in this game. So it just wasn't a great game overall, especially that the Vikings offense.
And you mentioned the Vikings defense, and let's talk about leads us into the Ravens a little bit. Their offense didn't do anything outstanding. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like the stats don't jump off the page at you. It's nothing that you're like, oh man, they absolutely killed them.
Yeah, you wouldn't say Lamar killed us or Henry really killed us on the running game aspect. Yeah, they did rush for $152 overall, but
that's what it is. That was probably the difference. That and the 3 turnovers committed by the Vikings. I mean, you can't win the game if you're going to commit turnovers and not take any back away yourself. Yeah. You know what I mean? So losing the turnover differential 3-0, that's huge. So good on the Ravens on that. Big fumble by Price. But Baltimore with that. Their stats didn't jump off the page, but the main one is they put another one in the W column. So now that puts them in second place after Pittsburgh's loss.
Yeah. They're looking like they're probably going to come back and still have control of that division right now.
And we'll talk about intent talk. There's somebody coming back for the Bengals soon, and you might not. You might be able to throw them into the ring too at this point.
You mean the guy at the Batman car?
Hey man,
little
I'm
teaser?
just saying. I'm just saying. Tune into Tent Talk. Tune into Tent Talk. But. So Ravens, Lamar getting the 100th regular season start of his career. Again, just doing enough to get the job done. The Vikings did pressure him a little bit, and they were able to get back there. But that was about the only thing defensively they were able to do. Is just hurry some throws. They only got a single sack in there, so it just wasn't enough. Wasn't enough for the Vikes as they take the loss. 27-19.
Yeah, that Price turnover really that's where I felt like
Momo died.
That's where I'm like, oh, this is going to be a tough one. The ball's not really going our direction today, so
no.
But they still had a chip in a chair towards the end.
Hey, they still had a chip in the chair.
So,
real quick before we move on, do the Ravens play next week? I imagine they do because they already had their bye, right?
They did.
So they play the Browns in Cleveland next week.
Yep.
I think. With the way the Ravens have been playing lately, they should be able to win that game with the Browns just rifling through quarterbacks. So I would imagine, again, with that defense starting to get up to speed now that they've had a couple weeks of being healthy together, I'd imagine we're going to start seeing the Ravens go on a run as they play the Browns, Jets, Bengals. And that Bengals-Ravens game, though, that is the game where we could see a return of the one and only. So, again, we'll touch on that in a bit. Let's move on to the next game here in our Week 10 game recaps. The Patriots playing the Bucs in Tampa Bay and coming away with the dub. 28-23, moving to 8-2. The Patriots moving to 8-2 on a 7-game win streak.
Yeah, that was kind of the game that I needed to see them go, all right. I'm somewhat a believer now. I really like seeing what Drake may. He's been making some plays in the pocket, out of the pocket. He did have a really weird interception in the fourth quarter that I was like, oh, that's, second year. Maybe I shouldn't make that throw, try to force it in there more Josh Allen, gunslinger style, like I can get it in there. And that actually gave the Bucs a opportunity to kind of get back into that game too. But very impressive. Bucs still, you can see that they're missing another piece on that receiving core with Evans and Godwin still not really producing enough yet. And the rookie is still looking like a stud, And do we know when Irving?
Although he got shut down, I did want to shout out Christian Gonzalez this game specifically.
The rookie?
Yep.
Or he's not rookie.
Gonzalez
second
is
year.
like second or third.
Harrison is their, right?
I can't remember, but he held Amika Buka to 3 catches on 9 targets for only 56 yards. So, I mean, holding the potential rookie of the year to only 56 yards right now is pretty solid, considering the season he's been having. And then seeing Trayvon Henderson come out and finally get loose for a couple big ones.
He's looking legit.
But I mean, he's been there. He's been legit. It just was weird.
Well, they
early
had
in the
that
season.
committee with Stevenson running the ball here and there too.
But I'm just happy he's finally getting the shot. You know what I mean? Now,
Stevenson was out too, so
for sure, and that's why it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? But let's see if they continue to give him the shot. Now, I would think, right? You know what I mean? But
for sure,
feed the hot hand, see if he can replicate it or at least get close to it next week. But.
Well, one of those
great win by New
Did you see that play though at the end when he had that long run too? He was looking at the bench, and seeing if the bench wanted him go down to slide to kill the time.
And for sure,
I mean, that's a vet move right there as a rookie.
And that's a dagger run right there. I mean, that really just put the dagger in it for New England. But
good win by the Pats going down to Tampa Bay and getting the dub. So much love to that. Drake May just continues to keep that upward trend right now. So right now, would you say he's the best quarterback out of that
class?
I know Daniels is hurt right now, so it's really hard to judge that aspect of seeing Daniels on a full second year right now.
Right. True.
And
I mean, that's a good argument.
But Caleb Williams now too is starting to just get
as he should. I mean, I'm expecting a lot from Caleb Williams still.
Yeah, that draft class, even after that conversation of not beating a lot of 500 teams we talked about last week, they keep trending upwards. So a lot of those teams are playoff contending teams right now.
For sure. And for the Bucs, now falling to 6-3, still very much alive, obviously, to win their division. But this is a game they definitely kind of had to win. I mean, yes, we were more interested to see how the Patriots played the Bucs because we know the Bucs are a playoff team.
Yeah, especially in that division.
But now the Bucs, with how well the Patriots have played this year, everybody was, kind of expecting this to be their big test and coming out to win that game. That's a big loss for the Bucs. You know what I mean? So some of the things they can look at, Tez Johnson, that rookie. He got 2 tuds that game, so he's starting to come into his own as well. So really a game of the rookies this week for sure. Kyle Williams
Bucky
on the other side.
When's Bucky coming back?
I don't know. They need him.
Just to establish because I was just looking at the stats of the running and it's pretty meh. Full stop.
No, full stop. But yeah, no, I mean, really, Tampa Bay getting that opportunity late in the game and then stalling out at the 27-yard line or whatever it was, you can't have it. I mean, you got the opportunity, you got to seize it. And we've seen them seize it this year multiple times. Just wasn't meant to be this time. So Patriots getting the win, 28-23, and move to 8-2.
It's like game and a half up on the Bills, it looks like, statistically.
Who, the Patriots?
Yep.
Oh, and the Bills right now are not trending in the right direction.
No.
All right. So we'll touch on the Bills more in Week 11 preview and picks. Right now, let's move on to our Game 3 of our recaps. Rams at the 49ers, and truly, this game was over early. I mean, the Rams went up 21-0 in the first half, and it felt like the Niners really couldn't do anything. I mean, punt, and then you fumble, you go for it on 4th down, you don't get it.
Yep.
Yeah, at least we're able to get a touchdown before halftime, but, I mean, after that, it really fell out of hand, and they just really couldn't get back into it.
I felt like 49ers were laying on the ground and go, hey, did anyone get the license plate of the truck that just ran us over?
No doubt.
It was quick and out, and they fought back a little bit, but, I mean, the Rams are on fire. Matt Stafford, What is he at? Leading the league in touchdowns right now, and just turnover free. It's 3 consecutive games over has 3 touchdowns and like 300 yards, some goofy stat like that, or not 300 yards.
Ended up having 4 tuds.
The 4, so, but yeah, they're just playing well. That running game's good. The defense is consistent and young. I might have them as the NFC. I still can
becoming
see
the NFC favorite for you.
I mean, I still can see the Eagles competing with their skills, their talent, then their defense being good enough, and their offense being, enough firepower to compete with them. But geez, the Rams are just looking good, especially on the road right there, playing up in Levi like that. Devontae Adams still continuing to ball out.
He did go down though, unfortunately.
He did. Yeah,
So we'll
and then
see
Puka still
what his
being the
timetable
beast
is.
he is too. So yeah, it was I thought it was gonna be a little more competitive a game, but like you said,
I thought 100% it was going to be more competitive, but it's just once you get out early like that. Now, if you're the Niners, you start pressing the issue.
Yes.
And that's when incompletions happen and those downs stack up quick, and all of a sudden you're punting. So.
When you can start just have to get into straight pass mode, and then you get Jared Verse and just that whole team just pinning their ears back, it's tough because McCaffrey only had 12 carries, so that's not a recipe for a win for the 49ers.
Absolutely not. Let's talk about the 49ers a little more because we will touch on the Rams in our Week 11 preview episode, but next week the Niners. So the next 3 for the Niners. Next 4. We'll do the next 4, and then they got to play the Colts. But the next 4 for the Niners: at Arizona, at home against the Panthers,
Probably win.
at Cleveland, at home against the Titans.
Yeah.
So those are 4 potential wins that they could kind of get their stuff back together here. Now you do got to go play the division opponent in the Cardinals, who are kind of hit or miss right now. Depends when they want to play or not.
Yeah.
But the Panthers aren't an easy win anymore. You know what I mean?
Not an easy
And
win.
Cleveland's defense still exists.
Yeah.
So it's
just
not
their
an
offense
easy
doesn't.
stretch, but it's easier than what it could be.
Yeah, the 49ers have the easiest remaining schedule of the league.
Other than the Colts, so after the Titans, then they got in Indianapolis, which is gonna be tough. Then they got 2 home games in a row: Bears and then Seahawks to end the season. And that Seahawks game could be some division.
Yeah, it's gonna be battle. Little 3 teams on top right now, And Seattle is another team like that. If we were to get
Seattle's
deep
hard
in
to
that,
tell what they're gonna actually do. Like they look really good some games.
They had a couple of injuries this week that I was a little worried about moving forward, but yeah. What a good division that West has turned out to be.
No doubt. Not something I didn't see it being that close early on in the season. So, anyway, Rams getting the division win 42-26 over the 49ers in San Fran. Let's move on to our 4th game here, Rob. That's going to be the Steelers at the Chargers. Chargers getting the win 25-10. And oh boy.
Oh boy.
Did the Steelers offense look absolutely non-existent. As a whole.
Yeah.
As a whole, it just looked horrible.
Yeah, that wasn't the Thursday night game, but that was just it. I mean, when I think I turned on the TV, it was 3 to 2.
No, that was a Sunday night game.
It was 3. Yeah, it was 3 to 2. And I was like, right sport here? No. The Steelers
Lost 3 of their last 4.
I mean, their defense, kept them in it for a minute, but that offense did not want to do anything.
Offense 2 for 11 on 3rd down.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just bad. The more you look at it, it's bad for the Steelers. Horrible game.
Are you thinking that's Aaron Rodgers, or what's your vibe on that right now?
Yes and no, right? Yes and no. Yes, because he's the one with the ball in his hands.
Fair.
No, because he was under pressure almost all game. Mm-hmm. So the Chargers front was really starting to cause some issues early on too. I mean, you got him for 3 sacks, you got 2 picks on him. What else do you want? You know what I mean? So the Chargers really played Rodgers well. So I'm 50-50. Like, some of it is Rodgers for sure, and maybe that's just his age starting to show. But he was also under duress almost the entire game.
Yeah. And 16 rushes by the Steelers overall. That's not Yinzer football.
That's low for the Steelers.
Yeah.
That's low for Mike Tomlin.
Back again, you start getting into these pass-happy offenses, and you start losing that running game. And
now again, we're back at you've lost 3 of your last 4.
Yeah.
Now you're 5-4.
Yeah, but
you could have been running away with this division if you're the Steelers. When you think about it, truly, when you think about the opportunity they had with Lamar Jackson down,
yes,
with Cleveland, who knows what's going on. and then Joe Burrow going down. You know what I mean? What an opportunity for the Steelers just to, okay, we'll just get a gimme win here for the division, and they've made it way harder on themselves by losing a game like this.
Yeah, I don't really understand this Steelers team because last week they beat Indy, and you're
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
You're like, oh my gosh, the Steelers look like they're taking this division. Then they come out flat against the Chargers. You're just like, which team are you getting each week?
Now on the other side of it, the Chargers offense has been reeling the last few weeks, so it's
yes, they have
it's
both their
wild
tackles out.
It's good to see them continue with both tackles out. Two good tackles, two probably top 10 tackles.
Yeah,
each of them.
they're all both of them Pro Bowl level.
So the Chargers now move to their third win in a row with wins against the Vikings, Titans, and now Steelers. Arguably not awesome teams, but still wins in the NFL nonetheless.
Yeah, win's a win in the NFL.
So, and with the Chargers, who do they got next year? Chargers got the Jaguars. That's for you, Kev. The Jaguars in Jacksonville. That's probably another win for the Chargers. Then they got the Raiders. Win. And then there's the test right there. There's a couple.
They have a gauntlet after that.
There's a few tests right there. Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys. Who knows? Dak Prescott's still going to whip the ball.
Yep.
Texans, Broncos. You know what I mean? I mean that is a gauntlet to say the least. So if they can win these next.
Then they got Denver to finish the year, too.
And that's going to be a tough game, dude. That could be for the division.
Like right now, if
Who saw that coming, though? Chargers versus Denver for the division?
Yeah. Do they win more than 2 games out of the rest of the year?
Well, me being a Chargers fan.
No, I'm talking the Steelers.
We're talking about the Steelers? All right, let me go look at the Steelers.
No, we're on the Chargers. Sorry,
we're on the Chargers. But let's look at the Steelers. We'll talk about the Chargers plenty, trust me. But the Steelers next week, they got the Joe Burrow-less Bengals. Then they travel to Chicago. I think they're going to freaking lose that game in Chicago. Like, Chicago's defense right now is starting to really wake up a little bit. Yes, it takes them most of the game, but they get there. And then Bills, Ravens for the Steelers. I mean, that's a tough stretch, too. Dolphins, Lions, Browns, Ravens. I mean, that's not an easy stretch at all for the Steelers. So they got to figure out how to reestablish a run game and protect Aaron Rodgers. So both of those things probably start on the whole line,
Yeah, and it's too late in the season to do any upgrades anymore. So
no, you're in it. No, this is the team you're going to battle with every week. So it is what it is. All you know what I mean?
Yeah, they got to get back. And then we look at the Chargers here. You got Jacksonville and Vegas. All right, let's say they just win those two. Philly, KC, Dallas, Houston. So 2-5, maybe 3-4.
What? No, if they're for real, how many games are left? What did you say?
So they got Jacksonville at Jacksonville.
Yeah, win.
Vegas.
4.
Eagles, Chiefs.
They'll go 4-3.
4-3.
4-3,
if
not 5-2.
All right.
Chargers are hot.
So you're going Jacksonville, Vegas,
Raiders for sure.
Dallas.
I think in Kansas City. I think in Dallas. I think Texans is a weird game. Eagles, I don't know. I skipped that one. And then the Broncos.
In Denver.
Could be the Broncos, dude. I think the Broncos probably win that game. So that's the 2 losses right there. So I'm saying 5-2. They lose to the Eagles and the Broncos, but they can beat the Chiefs in Kansas City and then Dallas, Texans.
Yeah. Because they already beat the Chiefs, right? Is that opening? That was the opening game. Was that or down in Mexico?
Nope. Yeah, correct. Opening game. Let's move on to our final game, Rob.
Final.
Monday Night Football. To end the week of the NFL, you're thinking this thing's going to be a banger. Well, if you like defense, it was. Because this was a 10-7 win for the Eagles. And boy, was this sloppy. I mean, coming into this week, I was like, as a Vikings fan, I do not want to play the Packers right now at all. Do not want to play them. But with how sloppy, they were as sloppy as the Vikings were last night. I mean, truly. It was unbelievable. Josh Jacobs, obviously, you're going to keep feeding him the rock, but that was he just kept chugging along, That was the only saving grace. Otherwise, Jordan Love was just throwing balls deep all game. And don't get me wrong, I think Jordan Love's actually a pretty good deep ball thrower.
Do you see the play?
But they got a corner playing receiver right
where
now.
They threw it to Watson, and Watson gave up on the ball, and the ball ended up hitting him on the top of the helmet.
Yes.
So, I was like, what's going on here?
Yes.
You know?
And then you lose Dobbs early in the game. That's not going to help.
Yeah.
You know, you're already out Kraft. You know what I mean? You're playing, I think, Bo Melton. I think that was the receiver turned corner, now turned receiver again. Yep. He's listed as corner even right now.
And as a Packers fan, you're like, where's Matthew Golden at? You know, like, this is your
Great
opportunity,
question.
you know?
That's a great question.
So
Is he out right now?
I thought I saw him on the field.
I thought I just heard he hasn't been doing well.
And ESPN would figure it out. I could actually watch the game in live.
He was out.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Yeah, he was out.
Right.
He was out. But this would have been a game for him, you know, to see what he's got. But
it was weird. It's like I want both teams to lose, but I'm also cheering for the Eagles all at the same time as a Vikings fan, you know.
But I was really curious to see this game. Two of the, you know, arguably top teams in the NFC right now.
So it was two first place teams, you know.
Yeah. So it was good to see, and that's the battle you're going to get. It's a big defensive battle again. The Eagles' defense just really suffocating the Packers almost the entire game. Almost the entire game. I think it was like a deep pass to Watson that got the Packers down into the red zone. Excuse me. Then they just pounded Josh Jacobs and got in finally for the only score. But other than that, this had nothing going.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at the standings right now. I've been almost forward thinking when we start looking at the schedule and stuff. When we start seeing Philly, you know, on the schedule for the last 2 or 3 games. I mean, they're up 4 games right now, so they might dial it back the last.
We're looking at Philly's schedule right now,
or not even their schedule, just how far they're up in their division. Like you know, when they could clinch the division in a couple more weeks is kind of what I'm getting at. So when you start getting towards the end of the season, they might start resting.
When you play, when you
guys.
go and play the Raiders, the Commanders, maybe you do rest some guys, you know. But you still got a couple big games left against the Lions, the Bears, Bills coming up yet for the Eagles, you know.
Yeah, so I think it'll be depending whether they're looking at.
Feels good to say the Bears in that statement too.
Does it?
Hey, that's not an easy game anymore. To me,
agreed.
It's not an easy game.
No,
you know, it's not the Bears of the last few years. That's a tougher game now.
It's definitely a tougher game, but they still don't really scare me.
No, like the Eagles should still win, but I'm just saying, as far as looking at the Eagles' schedule, that game does still stick out to me compared to the other ones. You know what I mean? And the Eagles still got to go play the Chargers, right? So that's another game. We'll see. But that is one that I said that I do think the Chargers will lose. But looking at the Packers' schedule real quick before we end this thing here, they got the Giants next week before they play the Vikings. So good chance to get yourself back right.
Probably Russell Wilson spinning.
Probably because Dart's in concussion protocol.
Concussed.
And I think Neighbors is still out.
I think he's out for the year.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Duh. Yeah, no, you're right. He was out for the year. So it's just nothing going on in New York right now.
And
so,
Dable
just got fired.
So
yeah. So get back right game, and now you got to go play the Vikings at home in Lambeau the day before Thanksgiving. I'm worried about the Vikings that game, to be honest with you.
Oh, I mean, in general, you just the consistency at the quarterback play. You just don't know where we're at, you know. So we just need to squeak out some W's real quick.
But again, looking at the NFC North standings, it's up for grabs still.
Yeah,
it's up for grabs still.
Yeah, we're only 2 games out from first, so
yeah, we're being the Vikings, obviously. Just in case you're new to the show,
and we're still 2-0 in the division.
Still, exactly. Hey, and that's true. That's true. That's going to come down to
that tiebreaker.
That's what I'm hoping it's going to come down to in one of my leagues in NCAA football. Actually in our league.
Yeah.
In our league. I'm 0-2 to start the season, but none of those are conference, so I'm hoping to still.
I can't catch a cold.
Oh God, I'm telling you, it's not been good for me either to start. Yeah. Anyway, was that it? That was game 5, right?
Game 5.
Oh, snap. That was it. What are we at for time, Kev? That was pretty good. Oh, right on the money.
Like we've done this before.
Jeez, look at that.
We should get a podcast.
Yeah, we should. Anyway, all right, Rob, thanks for being here, man.
No, thank you for inviting me.
But you're still going to be here for Tent Talk and Week 11 preview and picks. So
yes.
Obviously, if you're listening to this episode, don't forget to check out those 2 episodes, which are to follow. Kev, thanks for getting everything done for us, as always. Yeah, that's it, I guess. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe wherever you listen to the Banter, whether that's YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio. And we will see you in Tent Talk here in a little bit. Peace.
Happy Vets Day.
Yeah, happy Vets Day.
Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe. Tune in next time for more Banter with the boys.